I'm sitting at my kitchen table and I'm looking at adoption papers just strewn everywhere. And thanks to a really nice lady at the Crittenden home, I was able to get this information, and I got a lot of data. You know, my mom and I had blonde hair, blue eyes, same physical characteristics. I was a healthy breastfed baby. I got to see my little footprint. And it was all really, it was pretty emotional to get that much information. But what I didn't get was any way to contact her. Apparently, when the law changed to give me this information, they weren't allowed to give you identifying information, so I didn't get her last name. I did know that she was a twin, and she graduated from Fresno High in 1937. So if I called the librarian, maybe she could find their pictures, and that would also give me their last name. So bless her heart, she took a real interest in this, and the librarian made copies for me and sent me their pictures. And as soon as I got them, I cut them out and put them next to my high school picture. We looked like fraternal triplets. So I was pretty convinced. And of course, all my fantasies disappeared because here's my mom, just this basic girl from Fresno, and she's not some rich philanthropist, and she's not, you know, from royalty. So I'm just a basic girl myself. So what happens is I say, okay, this is great. I have her last name. Now I don't know what to do. And I find this doctor who's a genealogist, and he gets me her phone number. I also find out that I'm Irish, which was kind of fun. But now that I have her phone number, I have to make a commitment because I know this is going to transform my life. If I meet this woman, it could go one of two ways. Like my adoptive mom said, are you prepared to be rejected? And I said, of course not. I just want to see somebody with my DNA where we have this cellular connection. What I didn't say was, and maybe she'll be more accepting of me and let me express myself fully without judgment. I said, okay, I'm going to make this call. Hello? Hi, I'm Susie, and wait, just a minute. I have to turn down the TV. So here's this presentation I had to explain myself, and it just all went poof. Now I'm really nervous because I don't know what's going to happen when she gets back to the phone. But she's talking to me the whole time. She's going to her TV to turn it down. I'm turned down the TV. I'll be right there. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm hearing my mother's voice for the first time. And it was like this visceral reaction that I thought, wow, I really hope she doesn't hang up on me because I want to know more who she is. So she gets on the phone, she says, who'd you say you were? I said, well, this is Susie, and we shared a really special day together in 1944 at the Crittenden home. The Crittenden home? The Crittenden home. I didn't keep my baby. Did you get to keep your baby? I didn't get to keep mine. It like to kill me. I've never been the same since. And right then, I got everything I came for. I knew that she wanted me. And that was so huge for me. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't make myself clear. I'm your baby. Total silence. You're my baby? I'm your baby. Well, so how have you been? And we laughed at the same time. We were like echoes of each other. It was really the most amazing experience. And we'd say things at the same time, and our voices were the same. I'd never heard anybody who sounded like me with the same alliteration and just the same tenor and timbre in the voice. And it was absolutely thrilling. And I thought she was so generous to stay on the phone and share some of her life with me after she'd just been blindsided by her baby. And, you know, to hear that she loved dancing, but she broke her hip dancing, so she had to stop. She was married for 5 years to a much younger man with money, but that didn't work out. She said, nah, no love there. And I told her that I was raised by people who really loved me, and I ran a successful executive search business, and that if she felt she did the right thing, that was okay. I said, so we got to, so why did you give me up? She said, I knew you were going to ask me that, but I have to tell you, I didn't want to. My mother didn't want the embarrassment of a baby, and I was living at home. Even though I had a good job, I couldn't afford to support myself and you, and I had to do it. And I said, oh, wow. So I said, well, can I see you? And she said, of course, come see me. So I'm ecstatic. I make plans to drive to Fresno from LA to see my mother. My mother, wow. So I hung up the phone and I thought, this is just a great sadness for both of us of all we'd missed together. And yet I was transformed. My first thought was, wow, I am who I am supposed to be. I heard somebody who expressed themselves joyously and happily and didn't hold a grudge, and thought, wow, I really am who I'm supposed to be. And like she said, I've never been the same since.